In a village where the rivers stopped singing and the skies forgot to cry, one mother's love became the heartbeat that brought life back to the land. Long ago, in a small African village named Lumina, the people lived close to nature. They relied on the rivers for water, the soil for crops, and the skies for the rains. The elders always said, "The land listens to the heart of its people." And for many years, the village thrived. Children played in the fields. Farmers tended their crops with laughter, and the songs of women and men echoed through the valleys. But one year, something dark and strange happened. The rains didn't come. At first, the villagers thought it was a delay, a passing season, but the clouds never returned. The rivers grew thin, the wells dried, and the soil cracked under the unforgiving sun. The crops withered. Livestock grew weak. Hunger crept silently into every home, and with it, fear. Among the villagers lived a mother named Amina and her young daughter, Zara. Amina was known for her wisdom and courage, and Zara was her joy, always following her mother, curious and full of life. One evening, as the sun disappeared into a smoky red horizon, Zara asked, "Mother, why does the sky cry no more?" Amina held her daughter close, tears brimming in her own eyes. "The land is tired, my child," she said softly. "It waits for hope, for faith, for love to return." Amina knew she could not sit idle. She remembered the words of her own mother. When the world forgets to care, a single heart can remind it. With Zara's small hand in hers, Amina decided to walk beyond the village, to the mountains, where the elders said the spirit of rain lived. The journey was treacherous. Every step was heavy on cracked soil, every breath a struggle in the heat. They passed animals weakened by thirst, and travelers who had lost their way, their eyes hollow with despair. And yet, Amina shared what little they carried. She gave water from her flask to a dying bird, carried a goat to safer shade, and comforted a sick man along the path. Zara watched her mother, learning courage in silence. When they reached the foot of the mountain, the wind howled, as if warning them to turn back. But Amina pressed on, climbing rocky paths, lifting Zara over dangerous edges, whispering courage to her own tired heart. Days passed, and at last they reached a hidden valley shrouded in clouds. Here, the spirit of rain was said to dwell. Amina knelt before the mist, holding Zara close, and spoke from her heart. "Spirit, hear me. My people are dying. My daughter's laughter is fading. The land cries in silence. Please, return the rain, not for me, but for all who need it." For a long time, nothing happened. The wind was still. The clouds above seemed heavy, unmoving. Amina's arms ached from holding Zara. She felt the weight of failure pressing down, but she did not give up. Suddenly, the clouds began to stir. A soft voice echoed from the mist, both gentle and powerful. "Your heart is pure. You have given without expecting. You have carried love through despair. For this, the land shall live again." Rain began as a trickle, falling first on the leaves, then on the rocks, then on their faces. Zara laughed, the sound pure and unafraid. Amina smiled, her own tears mingling with the first drops. The rain grew stronger, tumbling down the mountainside, rushing through the valleys, spilling into the rivers and fields. The earth drank greedily. When they returned to the village, the people could hardly believe their eyes. Rivers swelled, crops turned green again, and the air was alive with the scent of wet soil. Children ran through puddles, women sang songs of joy, and men embraced one another in relief. Amina and Zara were welcomed as heroes, but they did not boast. They simply shared the story of faith, love, and hope. How one heart refusing to give up could awaken an entire world. From that day on, the people of Lumina never forgot the lesson. They taught their children to care for each other, for the land, and for life itself. And whenever clouds gathered, no one feared the storm, for they remembered that even in the darkest times, love and courage could bring the rain. And so, generations later, storytellers would gather by the fires and say, "Never underestimate a single heart that refuses to lose hope, for it can make rivers flow, skies weep, and a village smile again."